I challenge your history again. There is absolutely no record that 6 million people were put in concentration camps. They only have 16 million to begin with.
In spite of Jewish opposition to historical integrity, Holocaust revisionists are breaking the bars erected around their imprisonment of conscience and speaking out. Robert Farson, for instance, a recognized French specialist in document analysis, has stated that no document has been found that proves that a plan for Jewish extermination by the Third Reich was ever contemplated. Expulsion, yes, but extermination, no. As punishment for challenging the official Holocaust line, Farson has been repeatedly the victim of physical assault, countless legal actions, freezings of his bank account, and heavy fines. In the year 2000, Swiss scholar Jürgen Graf, author of the book The Holocaust Swindle, after receiving a 2-year jail sentence for allegedly questioning the existence of gas chambers in Auschwitz, fled to St. Petersburg, where he's been living ever since as an exile. There in St. Petersburg, Graf is engaged in examining Soviet archives, which Graf claims, when allowed for release, will bring Jewry's official version of the Holocaust to its knees. Particularly scandalous and a blow to free speech and historical inquiry is the arrest of German lawyer Horst Mahler. In 2009, Mahler was sentenced by 2 German courts to 11 years in prison total for opinion crimes, one of them being Mahler's assertion that the official version of the Holocaust is the greatest lie ever perpetrated in human history.
What, aside from the samples, convinced you that these facilities could not have been used then or now as execution facilities?
The samples in my mind were mainly corroborative. The reasons that I determined that these facilities were not or never could have been gas execution facilities are stated in my report. And it mainly is concerned with the design and fabrication of these facilities. The requirements necessary in the design of a facility that contains a highly explosive and highly poisonous gas. You must have gasketed doors, no windows, means of getting the gas in, means of getting the gas out, something for heating the gas and the air to constantly keep the right temperature, explosion-proof switches, lighting facilities, etc. None of these ever existed. We're talking about brick and mortar buildings without heat, with non-explosion proof lighting, without gasketed doors, in some cases without doors at all, and with crematories that opened very close or adjacent to the facility. If these facilities were used for gas execution facilities, if those persons operating the facilities didn't gas themselves to death at the same time that the executees died, they certainly would have been blown to bits when the gas exploded from a spark arc in a switch, the heat of a light bulb, or the gas approaching and getting into the crematory furnace. I mean, it's just ludicrous to consider that these facilities could have been used as gas chambers.
And they claim that people are going in for showers. There were no shower heads there. I mean, think about it. The people are going to walk in, hey, there's no shower heads here. What's going on in this place? What are these people, stupid? The Jewish people would have to be the stupidest
people. Yeah, they're waiting in line like they're going to the store to buy clothes or something.
But they're all out in the winter. I mean, this is what gets me. They're all out in the winter, standing. Remember, she said the
700 or something.
Yeah, the woman, I have it on video.
Nonsense.
The woman says there were 700 here, and they were gassed and cremated in 2 days, which again and they only had 2 ovens in the place.
So let's deal with it. Okay, let's say they were gassed. Of course, remember now, the Zyklon B is being thrown in through the roof. Yeah. So what? It lands on your shoulder? I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you're not going to brush it off. You're not going to. So anyways, Oh, wait a minute now. The people are dying. Oh, they're in agony. Cyclone B now. I mean, your body's they go in convulsions. Your arms turn and your body quivers, and you're going to lose your bodily functions. You're going to have, crap all over the floor, and urine, and blood, and throw up. And how long did it take to clean that up?
Everybody is told us, don't eat, because it's hard to die when they give you the gas because your stomach is so full. We knew we were going to the gas chamber, right? But by some miracle, I don't know how, what, when, water came down instead of the gas.
I was standing naked before the doctor and was looking very proud into his eyes, and thought he should see how a Jewish woman is going, a proud Jewish woman is going to die. Because most of us knew that in Auschwitz, from the taps, there didn't come any water but the gas. And from the pipes came fine, warm water. Afterwards, we dressed up and returned to our train. It was a very relieving experience after we were ready to die there.
Nobody could approach that place in Majdanek because apparently they would kill the infants and make lampshades out of baby skins or soap or baby fat.
I showed a pit in Auschwitz where they made soap from people. They throw in people and took the fat and made soap for the German military. Boiling water. Big pool.
We have soap made out of human beings.
RIF meant rein Jüdisch fat, pure Jewish fat.
RJF. And RJF meant rein jüdisches fat, translated clean Jewish fat.
Pure Jewish soap, rein Judenfett.
Pure Jewish fat, rein jüdische fat.
Yeah, rein jüdische fat.
Still, the manager, the Oberscharführer, gave me a piece of soap and said, "Hast ein Stückchen Judenseife?" Made out of Jewish fat.
March 1945 congressional hearing. World War II in Europe was not yet over at the time, but two Jewish members of the House of Representatives, Sol Bloom as head of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, and Emanuel Seller, want to get the ball rolling on plans for punishment of war criminals. They have Joseph Thon speak. Joseph Thon was the head of the National Organization of Polish Jews in America. He tells the committee that, "I myself came here 4 years ago as a war refugee." It's late March 1945, and we're seeing the beginnings of the Holocaust hoax. But Thon makes a telltale mistake in his speech before the Congressional Committee. He mentions 6 million before anyone could have known that was the number. Thon says to the committee, "The German people murdered in cold blood in excess of 6 million European Jews." And he later says, "They slaughtered upward of 15 million men, among which there were 6 million Jews." The flashing blue line shows the German border around the time of Thon's speech. No top concentration camp officials have yet been caught. Mentioning the 6 million number that early is a mistake on the part of the liars.
Dear friends, preserving the memory of the Holocaust is more important today than ever. For in this period of resurgent and sometimes violent anti-Semitism, it is commemorations like this that remind us all where the oldest and most enduring hatred can lead. Unfortunately, in Europe and elsewhere, Jews are once again being targeted just for being Jews. Around the world, Jewish communities are increasingly living in fear. We see anti-Semitism directed against individual Jews And we also see this hatred directed against the collective Jew, against the Jewish state.